Okay, you guys, we are an hour and 45 minutes into this tonight, and the only thing that's happening is the kids are driving me crazy. But we sold the possum, so my rat done in possum colors was possumy enough, and sold the pink Demogorgon and a dark grip Demogorgon. So it's been very dead, very, very dead. Half the vendors not here, hardly any customers. Hopefully it gets better. Used to be the last 2 hours of the night were the best time here, so let's see, we're coming up on that, so we'll see what happens and we'll check back in. Eight o'clock check-in. It's picked up a little. It's so loud and noisy here with all the kids, but it has picked up. The Demogorgons are still doing good. What else has been popular tonight? The Demogorgons, Ninja Turtles, I think keychains, a couple of swings, but I didn't bring the whole assortment to this one because, you know, the whole 50 swing goal was for the one that's the first Friday of February. So I brought a small assortment of them with me. We sold a few swings, a couple of the Fabel Collection critters, Oogie. We'll have to wait for the recap for the rest of it because I don't remember. But it has definitely picked up a little. It's got an hour left. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it keeps going like the last hour has. We'll check back. Okay, we blew it. We started packing up before I got my after, but here's what it is. What's left that we haven't put away. We just started. And then I remembered. And see, we just started. Well, hey everyone, it is currently Saturday at the time of this recording. You will see it on Sunday, maybe, while I am at my second market for the weekend. Oh my goodness. I made one really huge mistake at yesterday's market. You can't even imagine what kind of mistake I made. I left my hair tie at home. I left a clip at home. I had nothing to get my hair up off my neck. And it was driving me absolutely crazy. Just crazy. So, yesterday was off to a very slow start. Well, to start my day, I was planning on sleeping in, and Jenna called. Her car broke down. Can we go pick it up off the side of the road? from her work, she was on her way to make the bank deposit and had to call her boss. They came and picked her up, but they left her car there. Well, we were already waiting for the mechanic on John's van. So once that occurred, we went over to get her car, and John drove it. She just started feeling it shake and shimmy all over the place, and she pulled over. You know, she's like, doesn't take chances like that. And then it turns out it was a cylinder misfiring, which I guess is similar to a spark plug, but that part was $110. So that blew my sleeping in. Kind of like just threw my day off. So that's probably why I forgot my hair tie. So we get to the market, and we had the normal spot. Even though I wasn't there last time, I was still placed in my regular spot. And we get set up, and the first 2 hours were just awful. Like an hour and 45 minutes in, I was at $89. That noise you're hearing is Sam in here playing, so sorry about that. He's just having a good old time. Yeah, an hour and 45 minutes in, we were at $89. I mean, I was just like, oh gosh, I don't even want to be here. And I was so hopeful that the last 2 hours would be like it used to be. And it actually turned out to be better than normal. So not by, leaps and bounds, but it was better than normal for there. And I have a decision to make. So tomorrow's market, depending on how it goes, if it does as well as the one I was at last night, I kind of want to drop that one because this other one is a half hour closer to home. And it's in the daytime. But I don't know. So I'll know more after tomorrow. And John's like, oh, I don't think you should give it up. And I'm like, well, I don't think I can keep up with 3 markets a month every month, Especially if 2 of them are really good and 1 of them is so-so. I won't be able to do it. I can only crochet so fast. There's only so much time in the day. So we'll see what happens on that front after tomorrow. And, well, right off the bat, I was like, oh, this is going to be an awful night. The kids were really wild. Like very obnoxious. Well, obnoxious isn't the right word. They were just wild. Like they were full of spit and vinegar and energy. Like you are not supposed to, no skateboards, no skates, no scooters, no bicycles, nothing like that in there. And they were just all over the place, screaming and yelling. And I was like extremely loud. So, yeah, it was definitely interesting. Am I on the wrong day? I am on the wrong day. Here we go. So I kind of was like, oh no, it's going to be a miserable night. I hope the lady's not here singing. So the first time I got to walk away and go use the restroom, the guy, thank goodness, was setting up to do the entertainment, which is not the market's responsibility for entertainment. It's actually the venue place that it's at. They provide the entertainment. So, the first song goes off and it's like, oh, okay, this guy will be decent for the night. Then he gets to the second song and I'm like, oh no. Yeah, sometimes you just can't pull it off. But he wasn't bad. It was better than listening to the girl that's there sometimes. Anywho, so the market runs from 5 to 9. It is approximately about an hour hour and 10 minutes away, depending on traffic. And yesterday it felt like it took forever to get there. Okay, so our first, got finished setting up at 4:56. I mean, like, we were like right down to the wire. And that's what happens when you have like 3 weeks off. You kind of forget how things go. At least the partner in crime kind of forgets how things go. What do we do first? And then this layout, the way we set up, is different at this one than it is at the other one. So he was a little confused. And you know what? I was a little confused too. I was like, boy, how quickly you can fall out of a routine. Very quickly. So we had our very first sale at 5:14. Doesn't sound too bad, 14 minutes in. And that was for 2 keychains, a little mini kitty loaf cat and a spider. And the spider is just like all from Jade's little free spider thing. Actually, both of those are free patterns off of Instagram. And I just throw a keychain on them. They weren't meant to be keychains, but I made them keychains. Then we had our second sale at 5:30. And it was a yellow chick on a swing. Then we waited until 6:11, 41 minutes later. And my possum sold. The one that I was asking you guys, did it look possumy enough? It was from the QB Crochet's rat pattern, and I just played with the colors and made it look like a possum. So it sold. That was the third transaction of the night. So it went pretty quick. Then at 6:13, we sold 2 itty bitty demis. Just a mom crocheting. And at 6:44, we sold a Pokemon Bulbasaur and a cat in a bed. So that, that's the first hour and 44 minutes. That's where I knew I was at like $89. Then our next transaction came at 7 o'clock. And it was a chicken and egg, the only yellow one that I had. I only had enough time, and I was using scraps to make 5 chicks and eggs, and only one of those 5 was yellow. Then the girl that was with this girl, she was trying to decide what she wanted. She had a seal on a swing in her hand, and then she spotted the cats in a bed and the dogs in a bed. And I looked at her friend. I'm like, she's going to end up getting both of them. And she did. So she got the seal on a swing and the Poggy's Place little dogs. I put that in a cat bed. So those sold. At 7:05, we sold a mini bird, a yellow one, from the Safer for Baby section with the embroidered eyes. And at 7:20, this was a good sale. The couple came in and they asked if I had any capybaras. And so I showed them where it was at. So they got a capybara. And then they got one of the Oak and Marlowe chickens. And I had to ring that one as a custom amount because the price tag on it was different from what was actually in my square, because I started doing them different, and that was one of the ones that was left behind, and I didn't realize the tag was different. It was one that was sitting here, and I just kind of threw it in the bags to take with me. So I had to adjust that down. And then they spotted the little small Oogie Boogies. That's the free pattern from Instagram. And he was going to get that. And I said, oh, well, I have a bigger one over here. And I pointed to the bigger one. He's like, oh, that one looks more real. Like more realistic towards the movie. And so they ended up getting the capybara, the chicken, and then the Oogie Boogie. So that was a nice little sale. Then at $7.25, we sold a Ninja Turtle, and not the orange one. I don't remember which color this one was, but I know it was not the orange one. At $7.29, we sold 2 Itty Bitty Demis. At $7.37, we sold the last bunny that I had out of the Fabel collection, the one that the ears stood straight up, not the floppy-eared one. I don't remember the names, but that's an Oak and Marlowe pattern. Then at $7.25, a Ninja Turtle. Don't remember the color, but it was not orange. At $7.29, did I just, oh shoot. I already did those. Scratch that. Scratch that. Ninja Turtle I already told you about. Itty Bitty Demis I already told you about. Fable Collection I told you about. Okay, so at $7.39 we sold Ninja Turtle. So I have a couple of things going on here. Like my phone is ringing right now. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Where was I? I think I left off at $7.39 with another Ninja Turtle, I think. Then at $7.42, we sold a keychain frog, and that is a pattern, free pattern off of Instagram that I just add a keychain to. So the next sale was at $7.43. And that was Stitch and Angel, the Spluter version, to a very good regular customer that every time they're at this market, and they probably go there once a month. It's twice a month for the market, but these people go like at least once a month. They buy something from me every single time. And he asked if there was any way I could give him a little bit of a discount because, you know, I had like $40 a piece on those. And because it was him and because they have spent so much money with me, like, I don't know if you remember, but when I had to do a custom order for Scrump towards the beginning of last year, it was for these people. And like, they always buy something from me. So I gave him $5 off on each of them. So he bought those, and it's a Valentine present for his wife. They're not resellers or anything. They always pick something up. You know, like he likes the Grinch, and they like Lilo and Stitch, and they've gotten Pokemon, and you know, it's a variety of different things. They have some nieces and nephews that they buy for, but Stitch and Angel was for his wife. Then at $7.46, we sold my last, I am out of so many things, you guys, my last puppy in a bed, and that's the bigger puppy in the bigger bed. Yep. And at $7.46 as well, we sold the pink penguin. At $7.49, we sold the avocado, amusable style, and one of the jellyfish with the embroidered eyes from the Safer for Baby section, which the avocado is my pattern that I just added the legs to, and the jellyfish is a free pattern from Instagram. Then at $7.50 on his market debut, Ink the Octopus sold. I just showed you that in Wednesday's video. At $7.52, another Ninja Turtle. Ninja Turtles were hot last night. They were really, really hot. At $8.29, we sold a swing, and it was the heart on a swing. Now, I didn't take all 50 swings with me. I just took a small assortment because I knew I wouldn't need them at this market. And the 50 is meant for the first Friday of February. So now I have 3 that I need to remake to bring my level back up. But I have that market tomorrow, so we don't know what'll happen there. So it's at a minimum of 3 that I have to make. Then at 8:30, we sold an Itty Bitty Demi and Pokemon Snorlax. At 8:35, we sold the Wiener Dog in a bag, another Ninja Turtle, and another Itty Bitty Demi. At 9:06, this is, right after the market is officially shut down, but we're not broke down yet. We sold Cookie Mouse and the squid with the creepy eyes, the one that I did for mine and Heather's little challenge. But after I did the squid, I was like, this is too small. It's like cheating. So I ended up doing Anchor, but we sold the squid with the creepy eyes. Very surprised. And that was Stanley the Squid, Mom Stitchetti pattern. And then at 9:14, the last sale of the night. And I cannot remember the name of this character, but it is one of the One Piece characters. It's the little, not a people. It's a little dude that wears a hat, and it looks like it has antlers on the hat. That guy and an axolotl. So, it was a fairly decent night. It was actually less items than we usually sell there. Not by much, just by a few. But dollar-wise, it was more. It's actually, I want to say, it was second best, if not the best sales that we've had there. So we did a total of $622. We had 25 transactions with an average transaction of $24.88. Yeah, so we collected 622. 560 of that was card. So 90% of my sales were card. 10% was cash at $62. Oh, yes, and there was a $3 tip in there. My credit card fees were $18 even, leaving me with a total of $604. Then, of course, you have to take my setup fee out, which is like $57 and some change. So approximately $550, not counting materials or anything like that. But it was 31 plushies, 3 swings, 3 keychains, and 1 amusable. I gave the amusables its own little category just so that I can see how well they do. And yeah, so it was a decent night. It was definitely a decent night. So I'm still waiting for 2 of the people that signed up using my Square referral link to actually make their first credit card transaction so that I can start earning my, what do you call it? Like reward from that, where I get $1,000 worth of sales. The fees on that $1,000 I get for free for referring someone. So I have 2 people that signed up that haven't used their card yet. 1 person that signed up that did use it, and I've already depleted my reward off of that one. So no discounts this time. Maybe they'll use it today and it'll be there for me tomorrow. I'll have to check in the morning and see, because I have to tell it to start using it. So I have the market tomorrow, and today I need to worry about making some Ninja Turtles and some Demogorgons. And if I have time, which I don't know, there's some, like my Pokemon are wiped out. My rubber ducks are wiped out. I have 3 and none of them are yellow. And then now I have some of the bigger items that are wiped out. How did I go 3 weeks and feel like I didn't get anything made? Like, when we were setting up, I was like, really? This is it? All that time? All that stuff? Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, I have some stuff that I didn't take that's right here. Like Stacy's cow and pig. I want to save that for the Farm and Quilt show. So I have those there. I do have a couple of Demis sitting back here, but those go towards my special order, you know, worst case scenario. If I can't get to them today, I can throw those in for tomorrow's market and then have that be like the first thing that I work on. I mean, I don't know. So I guess I'm gonna have to dig into my back stock, which is fine because I need to take it out and get it out there to market so that it'll sell and it's not just sitting here in a tote. But I just have to decide what. I know I have some Chonkymon left. You're thinking. So funny how that does that. It just sinks and all of a sudden my head is above the screen. But I know I have some of the Chonkymon left, so maybe I'll take those and fill up my Pokemon spot with those. And, oh, got an itch. Get some of that kind of stuff. Now the camera's crooked. You guys, I'm a mess. I am a hot mess this morning. That's better. But yeah, so much better. The last 2 hours was much better. And it, like, at the beginning, I just felt like, oh gosh, why am I here? And then by the end of it, it's like I was ready to go home, but it was successful for that market. You know, nothing major to write home about, but I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say no. We did pretty good for that location. Yeah, they don't have the traffic that the other one has. If it had that kind of traffic, we'd be a kick-butt market, because for as low as the traffic is, you know, $622, nothing to sneeze at. I'll take it. I'll take it. So that is what I have. I need to get to work. I need to be on the Ninja Turtles and Demogorgons and whatever else I might be able to get myself into today. So we will see you Monday night. I think it is Heather's channel. Pretty sure it is Heather's channel for our joint live that we do. And that is at 7 p.m. Eastern on Cottontail Crafts by Heather, her YouTube channel. So we'll see you there.